my name's Stephanie Ralph. I run a company called Sent from Heaven. I make wax melts, candles, and soaps. I wanted to do a little video series containing things about how to make soap, more catered to Australians because I see a lot of things online, predominantly American, that use things like ounces and pounds, and I just wanted to do things in Australian where we use the metric system. Now, this video is predominantly going to be about Lye Safety. I will make some lye, and then in further videos I will do a little bit more actually making soap. But I just wanted to go over some things first. I have my little list down here. So one of our main ingredients in making soap is called lye. Lye is actually the name for the solution once it has had its fluid added to it. It normally goes by sodium hydroxide, or in Australia predominantly caustic soda. If you wanted to buy it from Bunnings, it goes under caustic soda. But it is very, very important because it is a caustic chemical, very important that we wear safety gear. So I have my safety gear here. I have my mask, I have my gloves, I have my goggles. Now, goggles, not glasses, because these will cover up all the gaps around my eyes. So if it splashes, it doesn't hit me in my eye. I also am wearing a long sleeve shirt, and you can't see, but normally I would be wearing long sleeve pants and closed in shoes. And make sure that there's no children or pets in the area because we don't want them getting any of that on their skin. It's very important that it is mixed in a well ventilated area. So I'm in currently my kitchen. Most of the time I would make it outside. If you make it under a range hood with the fan on high, that should be able to get rid of all the fumes. So it does, once you add the fluid, it does activate it and does start fuming. So it is very important that you make sure that that is being ventilated away and that you're not breathing it in. Never add your water to your lye. Always make sure that you are adding lye to water. Otherwise, you can end up with this volcanoing, fizzing mess. So it is really important that we're using a 5 pp plastic. So on the little bottom of my container here, it says 5 pp, so 5 polypropylene plastic. So that means that it can hold up to the heat, it can hold up to the caustic nature of our lye. So we want to make sure that we have the 5 pp. I have been told that you can use glass, but over time glass can etch. It can also shatter, so it's not a good idea to use it. Obviously up to you if you want to, but I've never found it to be a good idea. Very important that we don't use anything aluminium. So you can YouTube that if you want to, but lye and aluminium do not go together. Not a good idea, don't do that. So I have my other 5 pp, where is it? 5 pp on the bottom of my container there. So this one is what is going to have my water in it that I'm going to add my lye to. So also be aware that our lye solution can reach up to 90 degrees. So make sure that you're pouring your lye slowly to prevent any splashing. Okay, so we are going to make our lye solution. I have my scales here. Now I have this little set of jeweler's scales. They go to 4 digits, but it has the next point of grams. So measuring your lye can be kind of a little bit more important to get it right than it says for your oils, because you want to make sure that there is enough oils to your lye in order to saponify and use up all the lye, rather than having extra lye. You'd rather have extra oils. So in soap making, there is something called a super fat, which is oils that have not been saponified and are left over in the soap to add the qualities of the oils. But that might be for another video. What we're gonna do is, I have my 5 pp bucket. I'm gonna put it on my scales and then tear it off. So my recipe asks for 360 grams of water. So I'm going to just use my little pourer here into my little bucket here. $3.61, that's okay. So then I'm going to take that off, put that to the side, and I've got my little container here. I'm going to tear that off, and I have over here my 5 kilo bucket of caustic soda. So I just need to open this one up. Okay, so just need to start pouring, and this recipe calls for 166 grams of caustic soda. Should I say like 166.6 grams of caustic soda. Now pour very slowly, because I don't want to accidentally add too much, because it's harder to take out than it is to put in. And then I pour too much. So I'm going to have to try and pour a little bit back in. Put it back on. And of course I need to add more. All right, 166.6, that's great. So I'm going to put that off to the side and recover my bucket, because it generally pulls moisture from the atmosphere to it, and it can get really quite clumpy. So I make sure that I always close up my bucket really quickly, because I don't want the reaction happening inside that bucket before I want it to. So again, I'm going to put my water here in front of me. I'm going to make sure now that I'm going to be putting my mask on, putting my goggles on. This is the important part that you don't want to get on you. So it's up to you whether you want to wear that apron. So if you do, put it on. So we're going to be pouring slowly, because we don't want to be splashing ourselves. And I don't know if you can see that it's sort of starting to clump up a little bit, and it's moving in there more like a fluid than it is anything else now. So we'll have to see how it looks on video a little bit later. It's almost like turning into like a sludgy sort of thing. So I'm going to push a little bit in there and I'm going to mix it. And I'm going to pour a little bit more, and then I'm going to mix it again. Now this is creating fumes. I am wearing a mask and I am standing away from it. I am not actually standing right above of it. If I was not videoing, I would be outside in my backyard, so I would be away from the fumes with the wind blowing, or you can stand underneath the range hood in your kitchen. So I'm going to pour a little bit more, mix a bit more of that up. A little bit more. And you can actually feel, well, the sides of that container are really hot now. And my son has woken up. So we'll finish this first because I am not going to be getting him while I've got this happening. So I'm just going to get everything I can out of this container. I'm going to mix this up. And put these things off to the side. So I've made sure that it's really well mixed so I can feel that there's no extra grains in there, no little hard lye cake on the bottom, which I have done before, none of that. Okay, put that off to the side. So I'm going to grab my little thermometer here and I'm going to see how hot that is, and 90.6 degrees this is. So definitely make sure that you are not getting that on yourself. Now I'm just going to move this off to the side. Later, a little bit later, I'll put a lid on it and then I will use it tomorrow to make soap. So I make my lye solution in advance. I like to soap at room temperature. So I make my lye solution the day before I use it. All right, I will see you tomorrow when I make my soap.